when I tell you that I've had to restart this video like 6 times and it won't. It looks like I just woke up from a nap. I did. There has been so much opposition. I was like, I'm not playing with you. Like, all of a sudden, I started getting so many notifications on my phone. I was receiving messages, phone calls. My phone's audio went out. My phone said I didn't have enough memory, even though my phone's clean, it's brand new, and I've deleted everything just about. And I was like, what is going on? But I realized, like, this is a very important word, and it goes along with the message as well too. So it's kind of confirmation. But yeah, let's get into it. So this word came from a dream that I had a few years ago. It just kept coming back up into my spirit, and I felt the Lord strongly like, I need you to share this, because there are some of you that are asking for clarity on a certain situation because you've been really confused on what you need to do. And it could be regarding a person, a relationship, a friendship. It could be regarding a job. It could be regarding a move in some way. But you've been asking God, like, you know, you've been wanting clarity, and it's almost like you've been feeling as if it's almost like you're waiting for information in order to move forward. But it's like it's kind of like low-key you know, but you don't know. And I'm going to explain why there is confusion there, okay? And it actually might surprise you like it did me, okay? So for those of you that are new here, I am Jess. And I'm a Christian. Whenever I received Jesus as my Lord and Savior, He gave me the gift of prophecy. He also gave me the gift of discernment as well as healing. And this is going to be a message that is, I personally, when He gave it to me, it healed something in me. And I believe it's going to help set many of you free. And it's going to help give you that clarity, a little bit of what you need to do. But I do feel like God is going to. So we know at the beginning of this year, God was talking about, exposure and expansion is going to be happening. That the righteous are going to reap what they sow. The wicked's going to reap what they sow. And the reason why this exposure is happening is because God is needing to separate the wheats from the tares. Now, we know in the Bible, wheats and tares look so much alike. but they're not, okay? But they're not. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the dream, and then we'll get into today's message. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I just woke up from a nap. I got so frustrated. I was like, I gotta take a nap because I'm not, I was getting pretty upset. I was like, I'm gonna take a break. And I ended up falling asleep. But, so in this dream I was at my old apartment, and I had laid down to take a nap, and I remember as soon as I fell asleep, I woke up in the dream. But I was in my apartment, and I could see that my whole house was dark. And I looked towards the front door, and I saw what looked like this dark ocean. And it looked like a storm was about to come in. And I saw this beautiful, beautiful cube. It was glowing, it was so bright, but it was beautiful. And I just wanted it to last forever. And I remember it was walking on the water. As I got up to walk towards it, I remember hearing my name, Jess, like this person was in pain. And I went to this person, and I opened up the door, and I remember seeing this person. It's a person from my past, but I'll get into that in just a second. But this person was lying on the floor, and they looked like they were writhing in pain, like agony. And they were like, why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you wake me up? And like their eyes were closed. And excuse me. And I remember being like, I'm so sorry. Like I was like, I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. And I remember like when I was saying this to this person, I looked down and I saw this power cord that was wrapped up, and it was on the floor in front of them. And I remember like, I'm now in the room, but I'm observing myself like walk in, and I saw myself get on the floor, lay down with them, and comfort them like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. And then I woke up. So usually when I dream about a person, God is wanting to highlight either 5 things. He's either wanting me to pray for that person. He's either wanting me to look into their name and what it means. It could be their position in my life. So for example, like if they're a brother, if they're a sister, if they're a pastor, if it's a teacher, a cop, whatever it may be, he wants me to look into that position because it may have something to do with the interpretation. But anyway, third, it could be their character, and their relationship to like me in real life. Like, and I felt like in this particular sense, I got a sense that it was his name that meant something and his character and what it had to do with my life. So I'll go ahead and get into that. And I'm not here to exploit anyone, and I'll share the meaning of their name without giving away the word, because if I do, I feel like, so basically what their name, the Lord ended up showing me, was small-minded is what he was trying to tell me. And their character, that person's character in my life, that was a person I disconnected from a long time ago, but this person was very controlling over me. I noticed anytime I tried to get close to God or I was going higher in the spirit with the Lord, this person would just show up like all the time, like right on time. It was very like, that's not a coincidence, you know what I mean? And I just noticed it was just happening during this video. I had to keep restarting it because it's like I just kept getting these distractions, but at the same time it was confirmation what I needed, because I was like, okay, God. But anyway, so there are people in your life that are they gonna come into your life, or there are people that you've disconnected from that are having a hard time. They're trying to figure you out. They are trying to, some of them have even gone to mediums. They've gone to people to do witchcraft on you. They have been trying to they may have even gone and got readings on you. Like, these are people who are trying to slow you down in some way, or they're just trying to gain information because they no longer have access to that power in your life anymore. It's like you've taken by disconnecting from these people, you took your power back, right? And for some of you, so I'll get into this in just a second, but this is the tea that God was spilling to me. I honestly could not, it was hard for me to believe it. But then again, God said this was going to be the year of the unexpected. So it was very unexpected for me to hear that. And I noticed here lately, I was like, Lord, why is it that when I feel like I'm getting higher with you, I'm in a good place, I'm happy, it's like all of a sudden, so for example, I'll just share this. So the other day, I was at my house and I was folding laundry, and like all of a sudden out of nowhere, I felt this intense anger. I mean, like, it was so bad that I felt like it didn't feel like it was coming from me. It's like, thank God he gave me the discernment to know this is not coming from you. It's coming at you, right? But I felt this anger towards me, and it was like, just like this thing wanted to hurt me, or like, it's almost like so mad it could hit something. Like, that's what it felt like. And I was like, God, what is this? And it was just bad. And then whenever I prayed, he brought back this dream to me. And then he was sharing with me, he led me to this verse in the Bible, and I'll put it right here, but there's a verse in the Bible that talks about how, we know the story of Saul and David. How Saul was once a leader that was appointed to be the king of Israel over God's people, but he ended up abusing his power, he abused his authority, and he ended up being taken down. He was demoted for that, right? Well, then God decided, I'm going to raise up David. God showed me, and this is where it kind of shocked me, okay? Now, some of you are going to receive like physical evidence of this, but God may even reveal this to you in your dreams of what's going on that you may not be aware of. He's going to reveal the hidden things to you. But anyway, there are people that were once connected to you. There are people that you've either disconnected from, that no longer have that access like they used to you, right? And these people have even, just like Saul did, Saul ended up he was so tormented by this evil spirit. Excuse me, I'm really trying to get through this. It's been a long day, sorry. Saul ended up being so tormented with fear that he ended up going and getting readings about, I think there was like this battle or something coming up. He wanted to summon the spirit of Samuel in order to basically get ahead. He was trying to figure out and gain information, right? And I got the sense the Lord was saying that there have been people that you've disconnected from that have even gone as far as doing witchcraft on you. They have been trying to create these illusions in your life that are keeping you bound to them in some way. So what do I mean by illusions? So I recognized, I was like, God, why do I feel like I'm, like I said, I was confused and stuff like that. And he said, someone's doing witchcraft. It's spiritual warfare is what it is. It's like every time I would try to go forward, something would happen. And I was like, what is this? And he told me, you need to bind it, you need to rebuke it, and disconnect yourself. Because some of you may have disconnected yourself physically, but some of you are still connected. And the reason for this connection, okay, this is where the tea is going to drop. The reason for this connection is because you are under this false illusion that you're still believing that these people had good intentions for you, or this person or these people are have good intentions, they don't mean no harm, it's, maybe you guys just had differences that separated you, but no, the anointing of God on your life has separated you from this person for a reason, because God sees all. He knows the hearts of people. He knows their intentions in your life. And these people are having a hard time understanding you. And I'm not saying every single one of them is doing witchcraft, guys, because listen, witchcraft, I've even learned that people can send negative energy your way just by thinking badly on you, constantly, thinking, wishing harm upon you. And that's basically what had happened to me when I was at my house, and I was sitting there what is this? And God was showing me you need to pray, you need to anoint your home, you need to, disconnect yourself from these people, because some of you are still connected on a spiritual level with these people. And how this has occurred, I really got a sense that some of you, what is connecting you is basically guilt. God is saying, don't allow people to guilt trip you into keeping a relationship with these people. And you have been so unsure of, is this am I, you've been kind of left to question your own self. Did I make the right decision? Am I making the right decision? am I crazy? Like, and God is like, no, you're not crazy. You know, he gave you that discernment for a reason. And he's going to, this is why I felt so strongly, God is going to actually expose the physical evidence for some of you. The physical evidence of what it is that you've been, I don't want to use the word, how do I say this? You know in your spirit something's up. It's like you know something's being kept from you. You know something's hidden. And God is going to expose this. And that is actually part, now again, I'm not saying this is for all of you, but that's actually part of the exposure is they've created this false illusion that it's kind of like empty promises, right? It's like when someone promises you like, oh, I'm going to change for the better, I'm going to do better, you know, but then they never do. Their actions never line up with their words, right? And that's what this person in the dream represented to me. And I knew immediately God was like using this person as a, just a demonstration of what's occurring in some of your guys' life. So just be aware, guys. God wants you to set some boundaries because some people will only see where you're going, and I felt like there was two things that are going to happen. And one thing is some people are only coming towards you because they're either trying to get information on you for another person that you've disconnected yourself from. Two, these people are only coming towards you because they are trying to sabotage you in some way, and because they don't understand, because again, Saul had that spirit of pride, right? He had that pride, and it's sad, but I see this happen all the time, and he wasn't able to handle the accountability. Like he would not confess that he was in the wrong. You know, he disobeyed God. He did not listen to God. He wanted to be the boss, right? And God was like, no, like I need someone who's going to listen to me. I need someone who's going to shepherd my people, not lead them in the wrong direction, right? So understand that it's very important that you, at this time, you just set those boundaries and just pray and ask God for the discernment of who is entering into your life at this time. Because again, guys, not everyone has good intentions for you, unfortunately. You know, I always like to say, and this is my new motto I'm going to start saying, but in this world that's gone cold, and stay warm, you know, like people are ruthless nowadays, you know, it's getting to the point, but we know Jesus is coming. And I also want to say this and add this real quickly, but sometimes the reason why we're questioning our own judgment is because we're being manipulated, right? It's because we're being gaslit, we're being manipulated, and I really got a sense that this was the illusion that has been keeping you stuck. It's been keeping you in this place of stagnancy and not able to move forward because you've been made to feel like you can't trust yourself, that you don't know, that you are not, how do I explain that? So like I said, a part of this, God saying that this person or these groups of people that are coming against you, you know, they have that pride, right? And they're just like they did with David. His own family came against like David and was saying like, you know, you're just a shepherd's boy. But we also see, and I love this because it's so powerful, and God is so good. But we see the same thing happen with Jesus. You know, Jesus was rejected in his own hometown, right? Because people saw him in a certain way. They were used to seeing him as just, you know, I don't remember, I think there's a verse that's like, you're Mary's son or whatever, or you're Joseph's boy or whatever. You know, they had this certain, They had this certain, they saw him in a certain way, right? They saw him as who they knew him to be. And they had a hard time believing in him because, you know, But I believe God does this because we were meant to not stay in one place. You know, we were meant to move. We're meant to share the gospel. We're meant to heal people. We're meant to go and travel and you know, help people. We're not meant to just be in one place, which is why I really got that sense. Like the Lord's like, don't let people's projections limit you. Right? Don't let other people's projections or their view of you, their ego, stop you from going after your destiny, going after your calling, right? Warriors Rising. So yeah, guys, that's basically, I just wanted to add that in there real quick. So yeah, guys, that is the word for today. Remember to set those boundaries. Love yourself. This is a good time we're entering into. I'm actually really excited. God is doing some amazing things this year, and I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Anyway, all right, I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. All right.